guys, it's Besa, and I have a special guest with me. He goes by the name of Cashier and is actually from Tacoma, Washington, which is literally like, 20 minutes from where I'm at right about now. How you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. I'm doing better now. You know what I'm saying? You make an old local rapper feel a little relevant around here. I appreciate the opportunity.
Man, we got to start out the year fresh with like good community vibes. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like with 2020, things got real crazy. I was getting in a nice little groove of getting artists up to the station. And then I can't even go to the station right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather.
That's what I was just telling my people earlier. I'm like, yeah, it's a virtual interview, but I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm like, considering everything the world's been going through, this is like still a blessing to be able to share the music with the culture. And, you know what I mean, keep them updated with what we got going on. So I appreciate you making the time and adjusting your platform to, you know, still give a voice to the culture. So
got to get stuff out there somehow. I mean, and it's not like you guys aren't still dropping music. So it kind of makes no sense to not find a way to do this. So shout out to StreamYard for that one. Obviously, were you born and raised in Tacoma, or did you just like live there for a long time?
No, I'm a transplant. My father was actually he's actually a veteran, you know what I mean? He was in the military. So I was actually in Atlanta before I moved to Washington. I moved to Washington when I was 17, 18. Oh, wow. So I was a transplant, you know, via the military, my dad, you know what I mean? So that's what brought me to good old Tacoma, Fort Lewis.
So, okay, what made it to where you were able to adapt so well with Tacoma? Because to me, I never knew that you weren't actually from here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Black Lives Matter. Nah, real.
That's what happens when you're downtown, child. But yeah, no, I thought you were actually born and raised in Tacoma. So how did you really find yourself nestled into that Tacoma life, if you know what I mean? Because it's not that easy to get in out there.
Nah, for sure. It was kind of fairly easy for me because, you know, growing up with my father being in the military, it was like I was used to transitioning. You know what I mean? I lived all over the world. I lived Georgia, Texas. I was born in California. I even lived in Germany, in Europe. You know what I mean? So adjusting to the situation and to the environment, you know, that's nothing foreign to me. And actually, Tacoma, Lakewood in particular, I've been up here for probably about 12 years on and off, and it's the longest I've ever resided anywhere. So as far as like my character and my style and, you know, just how I fit in so well is because it's really probably the longest place I ever been, you know what I'm saying, for this duration. You know, it wasn't 12 years. It wasn't 12 years consistently. I lived in Vegas in between. I lived in Atlanta in between, you know, a year here and there, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would say that would be the reason. You know, it's not where you from, it's where you at, and you got to get in where you fit in. So.
Well, that and like I've never gotten like any weird vibes from you. You know what I mean? Like some people just got weird energy, and it's like I'm gonna just keep you over there. And I just feel like you have pure energy, so I'm pretty sure that helps too.
Nah, and it's love, and that's what I be telling people, man. Some people be like, man, how you be getting with Besa, man? I said, man, I literally met her. I met you at Louis' listening party. Shout out Louis. I met you there, and you know, I just introduced myself. I think we might have exchanged social media. You know, I kept you in the loop with like the new content that we was releasing, and you know, I just try to network myself. I try to show love, and you know, 9 times out of 10, that love gets reciprocated most of the time. So, you know, what people got to understand is if your approach ain't working, maybe you need to work on it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, with me, that's what I'm always trying to do. If I'm not successful with something that I'm trying to accomplish, like an interview or a feature or things of that nature, you know, I go back to the drawing board and work on my approach. And, you know, I try to educate myself and try, you know what I mean?
And you're also just very consistent. Like, not only are you consistent, but again, you just have like a genuine support. It's not like you're a bad artist. So it's like, he's a good artist. He has a good attitude. He's consistent.
I think there's a compliment. No, it's all good.
It's that simple.
No, I'm grateful. And then another thing about me is I'm humble. You know, don't get me wrong. When I hit the stage or when I get inside the booth, you know, I come with like a larger than life energy, and you might even take it as cocky and things of that nature because I'm confident. But outside the studio, outside, you know, an entertainment setting, I'm just another young man trying to accomplish his goals and trying to get where he's going. And, I'm always developing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still in a development state. If you ask me, I'm still working to be my best version of myself. So I'm humble, man. And it works for me too, though, as far as the networking and stuff is concerned. You know what I mean?
I'm here for it. Speaking of networking, let me see this. Speaking of networking,
no, but my partner Stunner, he's the guru right now. He's the guru. If you know, you know. Stunner, he's one of the first people I see kind of jump on board with the whole app and I guess become an influencer is what they call it. You know what I mean? And so I've been learning from him. I just got my hair cut from him yesterday. He's a barber. He's a jack of many trades. I went and got my hair cut from him yesterday, and he was telling me a little bit about it and letting me see. And they're networking, and everybody's coming with positive energy, sharing their links, and it seems like something pretty cool. I haven't jumped on board yet. I have trouble juggling the Facebook and the Instagrams. Like, you know what I mean? I try to keep up with all that stuff. But what I'm saying is I am a full-time father. You know what I mean? I do have a real life going on. So it gets kind of hard to spread yourself so thin with the social media. You know what I mean? But no, shout out to Stunner, man. He's splashing waves, man. He's doing some good things with that app, man. So, I'm sure he'll teach me a thing or two, man, and bring me up to speed. What about you? Yeah. Have you done it? Have you been on there?
I like it. I think that some people unfortunately don't use it for the right things. Like, I feel like Clubhouse was made for something very specific, kind of like a vocal LinkedIn, if you will. Somebody said it was like Instagram for smart people. So, but some people are on there going in moan rooms, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is not productive. Like, what is happening?
I gotta keep that on OnlyFans, baby. I gotta keep that on OnlyFans. But they always gonna find a way to swindle in and try to hustle something. But no, as far as what I seen from Stunner, that's what they were doing. They were all sharing their links. They were following each other. Everybody was real professional, real the room that he was in, they were real, etiquette, you know what I mean? They were on top of their etiquette and things of that nature. It seemed like something cool. I don't think it's going to have a long lifespan, me personally, because I can see it being like the new thing and then kind of dying out real fast. It's very time consuming. Like I seen him, he was telling me how time consuming it was. He was like, bro, but they're making it work, and shout out to them. You know what I mean? Like I said, I might give it for hours.
I think that you should definitely give it a chance at some point, just because there's so many different label reps, so many A&Rs. Like, you'll never know who could just be listening to your music or who your bubble's next to. So definitely get into it if you have some time. During this pandemic, I feel like TikTok has been a really, really big part of artists' music. So I'm wondering if you're doing any music for TikTok.
Look, you're making me look horrible right now, but look, because I haven't done any of that either. You know what I mean? You got to understand, I'm a little older than some of these younger artists, man. I'm 31, so sometimes I question myself, what is for me and what is, and I definitely don't want to be that guy that's kind of trying too hard, and I'm not saying people that do that are, you know what I mean? But again, somebody told me that I should start doing a little bit more with that, and that could actually be very fun, you know what I'm saying? And I've heard people getting success off of that app as well. It's during the whole quarantine, a lot of these apps are kind of got popping during quarantine. I've been using this quarantine time to just focus on my family and keeping them healthy and safe, and then also creating. I've been in the lab behind the scenes, just real in my headphones. You understand what I'm saying? In my pen and pad, in my, you know what I mean? Trying to create this vision. So I might have been a little bit out the loop, but now that we got new projects on the way and new content dropping, I definitely need to get in the loop with a lot of that stuff. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to fall behind. It's easy.
Or just make that one song that will go on. And it's not even it would kind of be like that mainstream poppy song that you make for the teenagers,
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I said, I think, I don't know, man. It's so much of that stuff going on, man. And there's so many people just trying so hard. You know what I mean? To just look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. I've been doing music for a while now, and it's sometimes, I don't know, it could get a little, it could kill the energy a little bit. The world ain't all about me, and I'm not trying to shove me down everybody's throat on every platform. It gets a little bit much sometimes. So maybe this downtime away from all that type of stuff has been cool. Like I said, now that we got new content dropping, it's probably time to get back into some of that stuff. But you know what I mean? We've been working on the content, man. So.
I'm gonna bug you about
that.
What about
you? Yeah, I need to. I'm glad. I'm glad you brought it up because it shines light on some things that I need to, tighten up on and start putting more focus into. You know what I mean? But it's cool though when you got the content where you want it. You know what I mean? Because now it's like, okay, I got a vision behind what I'm doing. I know what singles I want to use and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
It's kind of like that one meme where they're like, where the money resides. TikTok is where the teens reside and the college students. And in my opinion, those are the ones that's going to like go hard for your music. Those are going to be like your day one fans in about 10 years from now. They're going to be like, oh my God, I was listening to Cashier in high school. I remember doing TikTok dances to them or, singing to him on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like those are like those memories.
You'd be surprised because people do have them stories, man. Like you might drop a video and it felt like it wasn't like, man, it was a cool song, but it didn't impact nobody. You know what I mean? People might remember it here and there. But no, you meet people in the grocery store and they're like, bro, like we used to listen to your song every day before football practice, and you're like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, I kind of thought, you know what I mean, it wasn't that big of a deal, you know what I mean?
No, people are always listening, and it's always nice to find out who was listening, even when you didn't expect it. Didn't you move back to Atlanta?
Nah, I got a lot of family out there and stuff. So I might go out there for a month or two at a time, you know what I mean? And it's always cool for me because I got a lot of family out there. So I get to go out there, tap into the music that they're listening to and their waves and, Atlanta's, what can you say? It's it's Black Hollywood. It's, it's a lot more prestige in the sense of like what's going on around there than it used to be. It's like, to me, it's the East Coast Hollywood, in my opinion, from what my experiences have been. You know what I'm saying? So as far as the celebrity status, you go to Waffle House and bump into, you know what I'm saying, Bobby Brown, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's for real. Like, as far as like, it's just so much celebrity, you know what I mean, activity going on out there and stuff and things of that nature. But it's cool to be able to go out there, tap in with my family, my cousins and them, and get a sense of some other vibes, because and then it polishes me up as an artist as well, because I get to pick up on new lingo, I get to pick up on, you know what I'm saying, new flavor, you know what I mean, that I could, what's the right way to say it, that I kind of throw in my regimen, you know what I'm saying, different things creatively, you know what I mean, and it's an inspiration going out there, you know what I mean, it's an inspiration.
It's like a fresh vibe, a fresh energy.
Yeah, and then when I go down there and I have music that's successful, like I might get in the studio, right? And I'm with my cousins and them. And, they're kind of on that type of time. So I get the opportunity, they get to influence it a little bit. And through that, I'm expanding, you know what I mean, my sound, my range, you know what I mean? Because, it just gives me a different vibe to add to my music, you know what I mean?
I think it's important to do that because, like, you can definitely have your style, but to kind of be able to mix it up a little bit, change the flow from time to time, That's what
I was going to say is that I know that if I could get them to nod their heads to it, because they're like real music connoisseurs, culture connoisseurs. So if I know that if they could pick up on the frequency, then I'm doing something powerful because I'm from a whole opposite side of the spectrum. So if I could go out there from the West Coast and they could, you know what I mean, I could get them to nod their head to what I got going on, then that shows, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I mean, I got some, because anybody could have some local support and things of that nature, you know what I mean? Because you're doing what's the norm around there. But when you can step outside that, people feel where you're coming from, and you know what I mean, and you're making some noise.
No, totally agree. That's when you definitely have a good hit. You went with the rap name Cashier. Why? Where did Cashier come from? I knew you knew that question was coming.
Nah, you know what it is? My name used to be Troop. Before music, it used to be, Troop was short for Loop Troop. And it's just a name that I kind of got. And I guess I don't really want to go into how I got the whole name and all that stuff. That was my name before. And, I was actually, when I actually changed my name, I was actually incarcerated. You know what I mean? I was incarcerated. I can't quite remember for what, but I was incarcerated. And, before then, I never really pursued music, like, seriously. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was something that I used to do, like, in the neighborhood to pass time. Like, you know, we'd be drinking or chilling, or we'd be waiting at the park, kicking, you know what I mean? And, you know, music would come on and we'll rap over the beats just to kind of pass time, to kind of, you know, entertain ourselves. And, you know, I always knew that, like, over time I got better, and I would see people react to my raps, like, yo, you know what I mean? You're nice, or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Your style's nice, or whatever. So in the back of my head, I was like, it was always something that I kind of wanted to pursue, but it wasn't until, you know, I had some downtime to kind of reevaluate my life and my situation. You know, I got back into writing music and stuff while I was incarcerated. And I was telling myself, you know what, when I get out this time, I'm going to actually give it, because I was rapping in there. You know what I'm saying? The past time, the same type of stuff. I might be in the cell or outside the cell, you know what I mean, trying to pass time. You know what I mean? Just trying to occupy my mind and focus on something, you know what I mean? Like a puzzle, you know what I mean? So in there, they would tell me, like, yo, when you get out, you gotta pursue this. Like, you're hot. Like, hey, come over here. Like, here, niggas making beats on the table and everything. You know what I'm saying? So, that's when I started thinking about pursuing a career. And I'm like, I was just kind of like in the sense of I wanted to reinvent myself. Honestly, I felt like Troop just wasn't like it didn't have enough star appeal in my eyes. And not only that, I was ready to reinvent myself and kind of polish up and present myself in a different fashion. You know, Troop, he wasn't really a positive person. He didn't really have a lot of positive goals and stuff like that. So it was kind of like a breaking away from the old me and becoming this new polished version of myself. And like I said, I felt like Cashier was just a little bit more flashy, a little bit more, you know, a little bit more of a, had some entertainment value, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I wanted to reinvent myself. So that's how that happened.
I'm here for the self-reinvention. I think that's definitely something that everyone is doing now. But back then you were like, you know what? I just need to kind of elevate this name a little bit. And the simple fact that I feel like you felt that your old name had a meaning to it that you didn't want to sit with anymore, I think is even more dope.
Yeah, I got a tattoo. I still got a tattoo that says Loot Troop on my arm. So people be asking me, like, what the hell is that all about? I'd be like, man, it's the past. But no, not to I had a point I was gonna make about changing the name and this, that. Oh yeah, so I did give myself that name, but you know, a lot of people be like, why you ain't call yourself CEO or boss or this, that? And you know what? Like my position, like when I was in the streets and whatnot, my position in the streets, I was never like no kingpin boss. I was somebody kind of that played the hand to hand. You know what I'm saying? Much like a cashier. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't the CEO of the company. I'm not the boss. I'm the person handling the hand-to-hand transactions and kind of, you know what I mean, on the ground level with this shit, with this stuff. My language. So you got me talking about my past and cursing and all type of stuff.
You can cuss. This isn't live. You can cuss.
Yeah, but still, it's not, you know, my kids might want to watch this or something, you know what I mean?
Well, shoot, I guess they shouldn't listen to your music either.
Well, I'm working on some radio edits right now. But no, it's about being a work in progress, and that's what I mean about still being in development. You know what I'm saying? Because I start thinking about things like that. You could ask my partner Shadi, a guy that I do music with, a guy that I'm finna drop a project with here at the end of the month. I tell him often, you know what I'm saying? I'm growing out of the desire to play certain roles and to present myself in certain fashions because I am growing as a person. I'm evolving. And I do have 2 young boys, you know what I'm saying, that I'm trying to raise into successful, you know, confident young men. And I do have to evaluate the type of example that I set. And it's really dope, though, because as I evolve and understand that I got youth coming up under me that watch me and that look to me for role model in their behavior, as I better myself for my own children, so I start bettering my message and my vision, it kind of betters the culture at the same time too, because a lot of fathers might not be rappers, but they're fathers, you know what I'm saying? So as I'm growing with my music, maybe my audience could grow with their music and maybe the culture can grow as a whole. And I'm not in no rush. It's all organic and it's all natural, but yeah, that's a good point too, bringing up the fact that, you know what I mean, my music. I think about that, and I do, you know, right now we're in need of like leadership. You understand what I'm saying? Like the culture's in need of leadership, man. So many, so much senseless violence. You know what I mean? It's so much, so many losses and things of that nature. that, you know, it really just has you kind of putting thought into the fact that, you know what, the game does need some leadership. And me, I'm 31 years old. You know what I'm saying? I started doing music probably when I was 21, 22. You know what I mean? I'm 31 years old, and it starts to become a situation where it's like, you know, you got a certain level of responsibility that if you're going to talk, that makes sense when you speak. You know, you don't want to be that person that's 40 years old, encouraging and inspiring young people to do ignorant shit. Like, nobody's feeling that. We don't need that in the community. Like, what I'm saying is we need, the older we get and the more we grow, we need better leadership. We need things of that nature. So I think about things like that. It's something that I think about, and you know, all I could do is keep it organic and keep it natural though. So it's stuff that I think about, and I feel like the music is growing with me. You know what I mean? I feel like it is, and it's gonna continue to. You know what I mean?
As it should. And I think what's so great about that is that it makes it to where, like you said, your listeners will grow with you. As you're maybe talking about like some street shit, and then all of a sudden you're like, yo, I'm investing. And all of a sudden they're like, investing? Now they're going to look into that. You know, like, oh, I'm buying property. They're like, how do you do that? Now they're going to look into that. So sometimes I think it's nice when you have artists that may have had a certain background, and then they start like, you know what, I'm elevating. I want for you guys to know that I'm elevating. Kind of like what Jay-Z did.
I see so many, like, not to throw no shade, right? But Jeezy, young Jeezy just got on that vibe where he started talking and politicking a little bit more from a more mature angle and a more like
he's more conscious now.
More conscious. You took the words out of my mouth. But for a while, even he was like still like people were getting on him. And this is not to throw no shade, man. Shout out young Jeezy. The versus battle was hot. That was legendary shit. He's a legend in the game. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, he had a time even in his life where he's sending his kids to private school and they're going to college, and he's like totally got no involvement in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But he's telling people that they're scared if they don't sell dope. But he won't allow that out of his own child. He's not putting a pack in his child's hand. He's putting a diploma or you know what I mean? A tutoring book in his, you know what I'm saying? So, but shout out to his growth. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm starting to hear the growth in his music. But you don't want to be that person. That, you know what I'm saying, is spreading a message that really ain't the right message. And not only is it not the right message, but it's a message that you've even grown away from. You know what I'm saying? So
ain't no lies there.
You know, but speaking like I said, of that, no shade. We all got to grow on our own time, man. And you know.
Yeah, because if you try to make someone grow, they're not gonna grow. Like I've tried. It's like, you know what?
Not to cut you off, but to me, my evolution, it's God's work in my opinion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to go too much into all that, but I'm a spiritual person. You know what I mean? I'm a spiritual person, and you know, I'm grateful for everything I'm blessed with and things of that nature. But for me, it's God's plan that when you start to evolve, because of, you know, that you have children and stuff like that, and then you start to evolve, and then your music starts to evolve. I look at that as God's work, because, you know, I get a chance to grow and give my audience a chance to grow with me, and that might be a positive. They might respect it coming from somebody that they can relate to, somebody that says, man, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like a Red and Malcolm X concept. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X had to be Red in order to even be the type of character that to become Malcolm X. You understand what I'm saying? He had to see the ugly of life. You know what I'm saying? He had to walk the wrong path to know what the right path was. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to get all political and spiritual and none of that. You know what I mean? But the shit, I mean, it's real. You know what I mean? So
it's a thing. And I had a question, but I feel like you kind of already answered it, which was on your last project that you dropped in 2019, which was Horns and Halos. You said in your song before it's over.
You too. Because you the one who got me nominated for Album of the Year, too. I'll never forget that, man. If I ever win a Grammy, I'm going to break a piece of it off and put it in the mail. Send it to you.
Do not disrespect your Grammy like that. Just let me take a photo with it.
I owe a little bit of it to everybody. I'm going to have to
keep your Grammy, and you let us come take a photo with it, and you put that thing back in the chest.
That might be better. I'm a real one, though. I was ready to bust it down, man. We all get a little piece of it. It's good.
And then you send me a plaque when it's time, because I need plaques for my wall. I'm restrained. Yeah. But in that song, you say, I'm just trying to get it right before it's over. Do you think that you've been doing a good job? I mean, it sounds like you've been doing a pretty good job of like, I mean, obviously nothing is perfect, but I think progress is really what it's about.
Yeah, no doubt. No, it's just about being aware of that, just being conscious, and like you hear my spirituality in my music. You know what I mean? It's you know it's good that you brought that album up because the name of that album was Horns in a Halo, and that just touches on the whole thing. Like it's like this tug of war of like, you know what I mean, with the world. You know what I mean? It's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy out here. A lot of good energy. It's a lot of negative energy. You know, so it becomes this tug of war, man, spiritually. And I go through that, you know, because I'm a Libra too. So I'm always weighing it out. Like, is this right? Is this wrong? Is this good? Is this bad? Is this real? Is this fake? Is this right or is this wrong? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all just trying to survive. Like it gets tricky. You know what I'm saying? It gets tricky out here. So
period.
I just try to stay humble and just take it one day at a time, just evolve one day at a time. And I'm proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people around me are proud of me. And I'm going to keep it going. I came a long way, got a long way to go. You know what I mean?
Should be. I mean, I've been blogging out here for years. Like some people know, like I started blogging in like 2009, 2010. So I've seen kind of where you were back then, seeing where you are now. And you've definitely done some really good stuff. Speaking of now, when this drops, your song HellCatz will actually be out on iTunes and the music video will be out. Tell us a little bit about the song and who's going to be on it.
Man, I wish I had one of them little horns that they got at Drink Champs. I could have made that sound like. But no, I'm glad you actually brought that up because my partner, Black Rep Shy, he just came in.
Hello.
So
yeah. Grab his feet and get centered.
Oh, come on. She said, go ahead and grab a seat, Shotty P. Man, it's a busy man. I'm surprised he had time to make the interview, man. But you know he's gonna make it for me, man. He's gonna make it for me. Actually, there's a seat right here.
Look at me asking stuff in good timing. Won't he do it?
No, that was perfect. Speaking of Black Rip Shot, man, I'm real proud of him. He got an album out right now. Called Born Hustler. Got features from CML, Rio the Young OG. You know what I mean? And some local greats as well. He's pushing a real hard line, man. So go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
What's up? Nice to meet you. How do you pronounce your name?
Besa. Like Bay Area, but Besa.
Okay, yep. I'm Block Rep Shot. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Just real quick, let everybody know where you're from. He was just saying that you have a project out. What's it called? Where can people grab it?
Yeah, Block Rep Shot, Tacoma, Washington. Born and raised. I just dropped an album called Born Hustler. You feel me? You can get it on all platforms. You can stream it anywhere, download it, buy it. You can come. I got hard copies, whatever, however you want it. Whatever, pick your poison.
We got the options.
Yeah, we got options.
I'm here for it. Now, tell us about HellCatz. You are on the song. I want to say Louis is like doing the hook. Let's talk about like the song, what came about the song. Tell us about the video.
I don't even know how the song really came about. I'm gonna say it's Cash. You know what I mean?
I could pick up where he left off. What happened was Louis didn't have a chance to be on Washington Most Wanted 1. He didn't have a chance. He was on tour with Lil Mosey. So, you know, but we splashed a lot of waves in the city with the Washington Most Wanted 1. But he was on tour, of course, and he was you know, pushing that line for the culture. You know what I mean? He didn't have a chance to tap in. So I think it was like an effort on both our ends to, like, you know, I think he wanted to be a part of it because, you know, he kind of, you know, maybe was inspired by it a little bit. And then we definitely wanted him on there because with a title like Washington Most Wanted, we got to incorporate Lil Bro. Yeah. You feel me?
And there's a lot of people who we didn't get on both of the projects that when we do part 3, we kind of want to like go through different artists. So next project,
we
need
South.
Yeah, South. I said South. A couple people from out Seattle.
Lil Mosey. We might have to get a little jiggy, man.
Yeah, the third one we're gonna try.
That might be your TikTok song. You get Lil Mosey on there.
Yes.
We're gonna stretch our budget out for the third one. We're gonna make a little bigger budget so we can, like, you know, reach out to more people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he made a post about Watch the Most Wanted being basically done. And then Louis was like, hold on, that shit done already? You know what I mean? So he's like, man, nah, I'm on this one. Yeah. So for the most part, we're like, you know, that's Louis, so we're going to make it happen for him too. You feel me? Because, you know, at the end of the day, we all pushing for the same city, same town, same for the state. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you know, it was cool. It was a blessing because, you know, we wouldn't mind having him on there also.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm here for it. So, okay, this song, HellCatz, where is it going to be? Like, is there like a specific project that it's going to be on?
Yeah, it's the lead single. It's the lead single for Washington Most Wanted 2. Shout out to Lando. He shot the visual for us. Shout out Opar Car Club for sponsoring the video as well, man. We was out there with like 30, you know what I'm saying? 30 you know, exotic, all type of exotic vehicles, man. So we had a lot of people out there, you know, helping us bring the vision full circle. You know what I mean? We had people out there doing all type of car stunts and things of that nature. I'm
gonna say there's still caring people out there, man.
Yeah.
You know, because coming from where we come from, you know, it might be a dog-eat-dog world at times. It might be fake love. It might be real love, whatever the case may be. But when they came out and brought all them cars out, we try to offer them gas money, food. They're like, nah, we're doing this for the culture. Just like we believe in the music and everything we got going on as a group, you feel me? And they believe in their world as a collective, you feel me? So
it's unity, man. It's just unity.
Dope.
It's unity. It's people coming together to just try to do something great, man. You know, and you know what's funny, man? It was all ethnicities of people that were out there, you know, and this was right in the heart of the Black Lives Matter type stuff. We had all type of people out there, kids and everything. So it's just cool with so much negativity that surrounds the culture, with all this violence and all this. It's just dope that still yet, you know, when people's hearts are invested, when you could touch people's hearts and they could believe in you and they, you know what I mean, and they want to see you win. It's crazy with, you know what I mean? You could bring all type of people together in the midst of a riot season. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of COVID, you know, people out there with their masks, like
it was a blessing, man. It definitely shows you that you can get things done where you ain't got to even have to blow a bag to get things done. As long as, you know, you're coming from a good place, there's genuine people in the world. You guys can one hand wash the other, both hands wash each other. You know what I mean? So it was dope. It motivated me for the most part.
And, you know, that's what I tell folks, man. You know, people always give me, you know, be praising me in a sense like, man, you a networking fool. I'm like, man, your closed mouth don't get fed. And like I said, if it's not working for you, then you got to adjust your approach. You know what I'm saying? But don't think you don't. What I'm saying is, don't count yourself out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I represent. My career represents making this dream happen by any means. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I mean is, if I ain't got it, how can I get it? If you know what I'm saying? Like, failure's not an option. You know what I mean? And what I lack in budget, I'm gonna make up for with creativity and with hustle. You know what I mean? Shout out Hustle, by the way. I got you one. I hope you like my hoodie. I got you one of these. Sir. Shout out, this is Hustle Vet. That's the name of the clothing line.
You know I'm a hoodie fan. Just let me know. I need to send you the address.
You show love to Loyalty over Loot, man. And see, that's what I'm saying.
And this is also a Seattle brand, so you know.
What size you wear?
Yeah, we gotta get you one of these.
One too, man. You gotta let me know.
I think this one's a large. I kind of like my hoodies a little big.
Yeah.
So the Styled by Culture one. This one is a large. Loyalty over Loot. The reason why it's cropped like that is because at my last mixer, he gave it to me and it was an extra large. And I was like, okay, I like a large, but this is way too big. So I put it into like a crop top and it's like now my favorite hoodie. So yeah, I love a good hoodie.
You got something coming, man. You got some Hustle hoodies, you got BMG hoodies, you got some shit coming.
Yeah, and the studio that we're actually at right now is Time Out Studio. And like I said, when I called D Money up, I said, man, we got the virtual interview. I'm looking for like a nice setting where, you know what I'm saying, I can politic and feel comfortable and stuff like that. So he offered the space, man. So shout out to Time Out Studios.
Yeah, I mean, Time Out, they're for the artists, man. They always like
doing extra things, going out of their way to support.
And it's not always about money, you know.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But they are a business though, but I'm saying
don't get it twisted.
They don't get it twisted, but they're definitely for the culture and they're a staple out here in our city.
Yeah, so Time Out Studios. If any local artists need studio time in the Tacoma area, Time Out Studios is a great place, great engineering, great quality environment. And then if you're looking for some swag, you know what I'm saying, you go to hustle.vet, do a little shopping. It's all good.
I know that's right. Black, you are more than welcome to stay in for this, but we are going to do a quick thing I call 7 Randoms with Besa, and then we are going to do a recap about your music, and then that'll be it, because I have to record Besa at night.
It's all good. No, I appreciate it, man. I don't even have to say it. We appreciate your time, for sure.
No problem. Okay, so first question. One thing about Tacoma that you like over Atlanta?
One thing over Tacoma that I like over Atlanta. Can I say this on here? the recreational / legal medical marijuana. I would have to say that.
I'm mad that you are so politically correct. So in other words, you like the fact that weed is legal.
21 years and older, and you got your state ID. That's probably your best advantage to being out here in this region over Atlanta. Because Atlanta's a great place to be, man. There's not too many things, you know what I'm saying? It definitely ain't the strip clubs. I'll tell you that much right now. The strip clubs is not why I like Tacoma better.
Yeah, they don't even sell liquor in our strip clubs. Cat Williams or Kevin Hart?
Exactly. How's somebody supposed to come ruin their budget if they're not intoxicated? Uh-oh.
It looks like it's lagging.
He froze up.
Hold on. I think it might have caught up. Did it catch up?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, boom.
We're good.
Cat Williams or Kevin Hart?
Or Kevin Hart?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Hart in their prime. In their prime, Cat Williams is a fool, but I have to give it to Kevin hands down. I don't think Kevin's fucked up his career yet. Like, I don't think he's made like. I don't know.
Out of it.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. What I would say is, yeah, Kevin. I would say Kevin.
Okay. One unpopular opinion.
My unpopular opinion?
One
Like,
unpopular
as far as
opinion.
what does that mean?
Let's see. It basically means something that like somebody wouldn't necessarily agree with. So like, I don't know, something like COVID was good because I got to stay at home, or you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. That's a tough question for somebody like me because I want to give a good answer. An opinion. That's tough for me. I don't know. Fuck it, bacon ain't that bad to me. Every now and then. Shit. I just see a lot of people got a big problem with bacon. I try to think of like a fucking. Niggas always be on me about eating bacon, but you know, little bacon ain't never hurt nobody, man. You gonna die from
I'm just
something.
hoping that it's turkey bacon, child. We gonna move on for that one. Did you get your superpowers on the 21st?
Did I do what?
Did you get your superpowers on the 21st?
The 21st? How was I supposed to? Hold up, I'm lost.
You don't know about
the moon. Oh, see, I'm not here. See, I told you I had my headphones on. I had my headphones on for like 4 months straight trying to get this content ready. But my superpowers, nope. I ain't got no superpowers. I'm just you know what I mean? I ain't got nothing going.
Okay. 3 misconceptions of cashier.
3 misconceptions. I think my tattoos might make people think I'm a little bit more unapproachable than when they hear me speak and get to know me. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of times I walk into a room and I can feel the tension of like, just like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how my appearance plays on people's imagination. They get to imagining like all these people I could be. You know what I'm saying? And I think their imagination probably gets the best of them sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the tattoos and sometimes I'm quiet. Sometimes I could be like reserved. So I think that messes with people's head a little bit. Another misconception is that I don't need y'all support. That's a big misconception. Sometimes people think that you're so established in your artistry that you don't need those likes and those shares and, you know, those reposts. And I'm here to let y'all know that I still have not gotten no record deal. I still have not, you know what I'm saying, gotten where I want to in my career. I'm still not at the status I think I'm got the potential to be at. So I still need that love. I still need them likes, them shares. And you know what I mean? I still need the support. You know what I mean? When we have these events and these shows, you know, COVID got everything, you know, pretty virtual and digital right now. But And shout out to the artists that's been innovating different ways to stay relevant. You know what I mean? Through all this, shout out to them. But yeah, I need that support. That's one. I mean, that's two. And then third, biggest misconception is that I wouldn't say that people feel like I can't do a song by myself, but I feel like people think I do too many features, like in things of that nature. Because I do, like if you listen to my album, my solo album, you know, it's heavily saturated with features and things of that nature. But I guess I gotta say, people don't understand that I'm just as inspired as by these other people as they might be by me. You know what I mean? And we all bring different elements into the studio, and I think that's a dope element for creating good music, like bringing multiple abilities and elements and vocals and creativity. Like, so I would have to say that some people might think that I need to cut back, but to me, there's, you know, we're able to create something that I wouldn't be able to do alone. You know what I mean? Sometimes
I'm one of them people.
Oh, for sure.
I be
That's
like,
right.
I be like, man, rap. I want to hear you because sometimes, you know, he's so talented and he's one of my favorites. So I be like, man, I want to hear you. It's cool to have some people on there who actually gas and do good, but at the end of the day, I'll be wanting to hear a little bit more of your pain, a little more of your struggle or your happiness or whatever you're, you know what I mean, using to, you know, cultivate us with, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you have records and it's like, maybe I should have stayed on these records alone or whatever it may be. But you see the fact that me and Shad are doubling back, and this is our second project together, you know, we back by popular demand, and you know, working with Shad, it's just a different, it's like a friendly competition, and it's just like a different hunger that like we feed off each other. Like he come through, he have a, you know, his energy is contagious, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. You know, I might come with something creative and it just, you know what I mean? It get his energy going, you know what I mean? It get the juices flowing or whatever. So, you know, it's just a good thing. I think we created like a demand for it out here, you know what I mean? In this community in particular, in this region in particular. And I think it's, you know what I mean? I can't wait to share it. I can't wait.
It's only gonna get bigger though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's gonna keep getting
with this
bigger,
level
man.
of passion, this level of commitment, and we, you know, we out the mud with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna tell y'all how we met, man, because we passed that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, tell him.
Okay, no, we got the first time we met, we was actually incarcerated. You know, we young, we wild.
Jail, man.
I think we both were like on probation violations. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we rap in there. We rap. Some people draw and color. Some people tell war stories. Some people do push-ups all day. You know what I mean? So I ran into him in there, and we actually freestyled one time and everything. He never remembered it. You know, because like I said, I wasn't like born and raised out here. So I was his face was more familiar than mine. You understand what I'm saying? But we ended up bumping into each other when
at the waterfront.
Yeah, at the waterfront one day, and I reminded he just introduced himself to me like, I heard you do music. Da, da, da. I'm like, yeah, bro, you don't remember me? What do you do? And then we went to the studio. I think KT, shout out KT from the Beat Armada, got us in the studio together. We made, I think, one or two, three records.
Yeah, it was like, but it was so effortlly that we were like,
and the rest was history.
We could do an album or we could do something like, you know what I mean? It was just easy.
And then the fans was really like, you know, it impacted the culture. You know what I'm saying? To the point where people was like I seen that together we created almost, I would say, yeah, we created more momentum together in certain cases. You know what I'm saying? Like his fans and my fans together, it created like this.
I got some fans who like me better with just me and him. Like us better than my own stuff. You know what I mean? So
and vice versa, probably.
Yeah.
You know
So you know.
So you guys have basically created a nice vibe that just works together to where it's like, no, we're not a group, but this just makes sense.
No, he's the only person that ever had the win to keep up with me and this shit. Like everybody else runs out of gas. Like, bro, like, nah, like, cause he asked him. I call him early in the morning. I might hit him. I might talk to him last at 1:30 at night. It might be calling him at
8 in the morning. I'm like, bruh.
But he answered. He might not answer the first time or maybe not the second time, but he gonna answer, and that's why we here today is because he, you know what I mean?
He grew into my family, man. Like for real, at the end of the day, it became bigger than rap. You know what I mean? So like I only let so many people even come to my house, and he's one of them. So like I keep my space like my space.
You got
my brothers. And like, so we're like family now at this point, you know what I mean? So I make it, he make it, he make it, I make it. We all like, you know what I mean?
Working towards the same goal, man. And we not here to play. I sit, you know what I mean? I sit next to him and I do projects with him, and I praise him because at the end of the day, damn, I lost my train of thought. But because like I said, he's just as passionate as I am about it. You know what I'm saying? So I cherish that and I value, you know what I mean, what comes of our energy, and yeah, we rocking.
I love it. We're gonna actually skip the last question. It's not that serious because we have to go. When is the project dropping? When are people gonna be able to catch the project? HellCatz is already out, but Most Wanted 2, when is that dropping?
That's dropping the 21st, January 21st.
Okay, boom. So that's like 2 weeks out.
Oh yeah, and we're about to. And HellCatz is not the only release. We'll probably be dropping a video a week. You know what I'm saying? For the next few weeks, we're basically trying to create that momentum and basically 1 week at a time, create that anticipation for the project's release. So, you know,
I'm very proud of you for doing that.
Yeah. So, like I said, thank you for your time. We appreciate you, even though everything is all discombobulated, for making time for us to come share, you know what I mean, our content with you and bring you up to speed of what we got going on. We really appreciate it, and we really respect what you do for quote unquote the little people. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the people that aren't quote unquote, you know what I mean?
Our music scene out here isn't as
A-list artists. You know,
yeah.
we're up and coming. We're up and coming. So we appreciate you giving the up and coming artists that are worthy of voice.